Hi, my name is Hippolyte from Out Your Inner Awesome. And today we're going to be talking about resentment, the deadliest weapon to your health and all your relationships. And how to activate the six powers within you so you can let go of that negative emotion once and for all in light of experiencing more joy and happiness in every area of your life so you can be more productive and perform at your best. First, it's important to understand where does it come from? Where does anger and resentment come from? The part of you that likes to cling to negative emotions such as anger and resentment is your sabotaging self. It is a part of you that is petty, selfish, cheap, judgmental, mistrusting, conniving, vindictive, righteous, and vain. It has little energy and it is depleting and always constantly leading you to having a low self-respect. In summary, is the part of you that takes into account all of your self-hatred, leading to self-punishment and vindictive behaviors, and eventually disease and death. Is that a part of you that you want to identify with? Is that a part of you that you want to energize? Is that the way that you want to see yourself? Because how you see yourself, this is how people will perceive you as well. So why is it important to let go of resentment once and for all? Resentment is an energy that keeps you reliving your past. It prevents you from being in the now. It's an old programming that prevents you from experiencing life as it truly is, where all possibilities exist. It costs you more than you would ever think. It costs you joy, happiness, intimacy, genuine connections where you have no string attached for the little payoff of being righteous and indulging in vengeful behaviors. So is it worth it? And importantly, it's the energy is an energy that kills you, not the enemy. So it's an energy that is binding, not freeing. It connects you to the other person and holds in you a certain life pattern that you are stuck with until you let go of that inner anger. Not until you let go of that inner anger, you're going to be attracting similar people in your life, even if that you let go of these people that you were resentful toward, is going to attract similar people that have triggered you, that are triggered in you the same pain and resentment. That's why it's so important to let go of it once and for all so it can disappear and so you can start attracting people that are truly worthy of your unconditional love. Attract people at work that you want to develop genuine partnerships with, right? So it also have some added benefits, such as the possibility of healing the past, the possibility of being selfless, of experiencing more joy, because once you let go of that emotion, it gives room for more conscious behaviors and emotions. Letting go of negative emotions that you've been holding on for so long is very freeing. It's the only way that you can make more room for love in your life and truly be in the now. It's a gift that you give to yourself. It's not about letting the other person off the hook. It's about giving yourself a gift where you're no longer going to be bondage to these individuals that keep on triggering you again and again, causing you to stop being present to how wonderful life is. So now, How do you let go of resentment? First, it's important to recognize what is causing you. It's causing you joy, love, intimacy, and joy. And once you recognize that, now make a choice. What do you want? What is it that you want? And have a stake with a vision and a purpose. What do I mean by that? For example, is me personally, my stake is I am the possibility of joy, intimacy, and inspiration in all my relationships, including the one with myself. Now that I'm very clear about that, I activate the 6 powers within me, the 6 powers of my inner awesome self, which is to surrender to all emotions. First, that's the first power. The second power is to empathize with self and others. The third one is to explore by being the fascinating anthropologist. The fourth one is to innovate by having clear-minded solutions that are out-of-the-box solutions. Then is to navigate by choosing a path that is in alignment with the vision that I see myself into, be the change that you want to see in the world. And the last one is to initiate by activating your inner awesome and preventing your sabotaging self from getting in the way. These are the 6 powers. So now let's dive into those 6 powers in more details. When it comes to activating the power of surrender to all emotions, it's very helpful to look at resentment and anger in a positive light and use it as a fire, as an energy to lit up your ambitions so you can take positive actions that will lead to different outcomes. For instance, let's say at work your boss is not acknowledging your efforts, is not accepting you for who you are, and you are resentful. Instead of indulging in the energy of resentment, use that energy positively and do a project that is out of your control, that will expand you and stretch you so you can get an outcome that will show them how valuable you are to the company. Or use that energy to find a different position where you'll be doing something where you're validated by others, people that live in a culture where appreciation is very important. The same opportunity exists also in personal relationships. Use that energy to develop yourself so you can grow and expand by taking a self-development seminar, by taking a course on effective communication or emotional intelligence, or hiring a coach. Because once you surrender to the emotion of resentment, it disappears and it gives room to more positive energies, such as emotion called love, acceptance, joy. Once you learn how to surrender, after activating that power, you finish surrendering. Now activate the power of empathy. Empathize. And when you empathize, it's important to use the power game of the inner child. Visualize yourself and the person that you are resentful toward as their inner child. That way, you understand that they're doing the best that they can. Imagine a little kid that is doing something that is not sound. Are you going to get mad at that little kid? No. So visualize their inner child, because once you start visualizing that, you start accepting people for their own humanness, because you know that everybody is doing the best that they can. And once you start accepting people's humanness, you start accepting your own humanness, and you become bulletproof from the injustices of the world, right? From that place, now activate the third power, which is to explore. When you're exploring, leave the judge in you, put that judge in you to the side, and use the power game of the fascinated anthropologist. An anthropologist, what he does, he dissects something with fascination, always very curious until it gets to the nitty-gritty root of things. When you do that, you truly get to understand how the situation is occurring to you and it's occurring to others, and it starts making sense. Ask yourself questions such as, was I having unrealistic expectations? What prevented me from seeing this coming? What was not I doing? How can I increase my self-awareness, for example? And once you start asking yourself these questions, making yourself accountable without judging yourself, you're going to start discovering a lot of gold, because you're going to start realizing that you are an active participant in the situation that made you resentful, right? So once you explore by increasing your self-awareness, you will start realizing that everything that is happening is mirroring back at you, a reflection of who you are. And that will enable you to start taking different actions, which leads us to the fourth power, which is to innovate. When you're innovating, you need to have an open mind and start thinking about outside the box solutions. You cannot operate at the same level of consciousness that created the problem if you want to get different results. You need to raise your level of consciousness that will give you different outcomes. It's not from a place of anger you're going to be getting different results, but it's from a place of love that you're going to start getting different results. So from that place, maybe you need to change your mindset. The mindset that you can adopt is live and let live. Instead of self-sacrificing yourself, here is an idea that you can put on the table. You can start thinking in terms of, I'm going to start doing things for others from a place of intrinsic motivation instead of extrinsic motivation, where there's a hidden agenda and making unrealistic expectation on others. I am going to start validating others and validating myself first. So you see how these are different ideas that you can put on the table in the innovate stage of the process. Once you have done innovating, now it's important to initiate. And how to initiate is to have is to start with the end in mind. And what do I mean by that? What is your vision? What is the possibility that you want to live into? What is the change that you want to be? Is it you want to be the possibility of love and intimacy in all of your relationships? So from that place, what are the action steps that you're going to be choosing to navigate? For example, if you want, your vision is to experience more joy and intimacy in all of your relationships, you should probably take a course in communication on how to communicate effectively, where you can be more authentic and more vulnerable. You could also choose a strategy where you are going to start learning how to accept yourself for who you are, so you can start accepting others for who they are. Then once you're clear about the path that you want to choose, now the sixth power is to initiate. And when you're initiating, it's important to preempt the sabotaging self, because the sabotaging self is going to try to talk you out of things. So you can predict what they are going to do. They're going to want to talk you out of it. They're going to be telling you, no, you cannot do that. You cannot stop being resentful toward this person. You've been doing it for so long. How can you stop doing it? And the fact that you're giving those saboteurs life, they are going to lose their power. So once they lose their power, now activate your inner awesome so you can act your inner awesome. And by activating your inner awesome, you're growing and expanding, and you're becoming the change that you want to see in your relationships, starting with your relationship with yourself, so you can start experiencing more fulfillment, joy, inner peace. This is a great time right now during the holidays to stop being resentful toward others. Let them go. But before you let them go, set them free out of your energy by surrendering to who they are. And you're going to start seeing more amazing people coming into your life, people that are going to see you for who you are, that are going to be genuine, they're going to love you for who you are. Isn't that what you want? So from this day forward, please activate those 6 powers within you, and you'll see miracle happens. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and follow me on all my other social media platforms by pressing the links below. Meanwhile, be awesome.